Hi, Hungries.
We're dads.
And this is the Dad vs. Dad podcast.
The show where we bring in our petty issues and you let us know if we're just making mountains out of molehills.
Which we are.
We never are. They're all mountains. They're all huge issues.
Tell you what's a huge issue.
What?
Extremists. Voted by the people. I won.
You won.
Yeah.
You finally won one.
Okay, and not only did I win one, you lost one. You went backwards.
I did.
The weddings are fantastic.
No, you went in the negative.
Actually, no. It went negative. No, it would have been downvoted twice, wouldn't it?
Maybe. I don't know how many times it was downvoted. Because we can't see them in the negative for some reason. I'll have to look into that.
Anyway.
Some people can see how far into the negative something goes. We can't. Okay. But yeah, we'll look into that. So yeah, extremists won.
Yes.
But first, we were contacted by someone from the Salvos. They saw us ragging on the help.
They saw you ragging on the help.
We weren't ragging. We just didn't know what we were talking about. So they have contacted us. Someone who knows a lot about the Salvation's financial situation and information, that kind of thing.
So working in that industry.
Yeah,
and
who chose to remain nameless.
I just want to... It would be nice to put a snippet in.
Of what?
Of you talking.
Oh, yeah. What was it I was saying last time? The fires 2 years ago. The fires that I think Salvos were collecting for.
Yeah.
People were really pissed off because they raised X amount of money.
Yeah.
And not X amount of money went to fire support victims and whatever.
Yeah.
And because they don't have to. This is an organisation you're donating to who have a lot of programs in place to support lots of people in need. And they're not every dollar of that is going to go to fire relief or whatever. But a lot of it will.
You talk to a worker, they will tell you if someone donates to fire relief, they have to put that fund towards fire relief.
Okay.
See? That's what you said.
That's what I said. And that's why I've kind of got this email about this stuff. Anyway, so I'll read this directly from the email, ignoring the personal details. So, when a disaster like the bushfire is happening, there is a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff happening. All the charities connected to disaster relief are given specific areas to look after by a governing body because it's an enormous job and needs to be organised properly. Because obviously, people are throwing all this money at a thing. They can't just be like, okay, this one farmer gets everything.
Yeah.
There's a lot. It's very complicated. So, anyway, I can't talk to the other charities because I don't know how they work. But with the Salvation Army, if something's given towards the bushfire appeal, it goes towards the bushfire appeal. It can't be used for any other purpose. So the people affected by these disasters are not just affected during times of disaster. Sometimes it can take years to get back on their feet. So long after the televised drama is gone, the charities are still working with these people. So check the link here and it will show you the annual reports sent out concerning the 2019 to 2020 bushfires each year. So we will share that link below in the video. So below here, the link to the Salvation Army report. So you can, if you're interested, you can look into where a lot of their money is being spent and that kind of thing. So I was very wrong about the money just going wherever besides bushfire appeal. It does all go to the bushfire appeal. So there you go. It's
really interesting, and just on that topic, because I was thinking about it, it's the celebrity Celeste Barber.
Oh, yeah.
She was actually in
the comedian.
She was funny. I'm pretty sure she was in a Hands Like Houses film clip, which was amazing.
Yeah.
It was just basically her doing the laundry and singing along, and then she went into this elaborate dance, and her kids are at the window like, Mom, Mom. It's pretty good. Anyway, because she did that huge fundraiser.
She was also, side thing, she was in The Letdown.
Was that a
letdown? I don't know if you've
letdown?
seen it. The Letdown was pretty funny. It's about a new couple who've just had a kid, and it's pretty funny and it's very real how stressful it is having a baby. So any new dads, well worth giving that a look.
I might Yeah.
And any existing dads, it's worth having a look. Be like, oh yes, that was
yes,
me.
me too.
Yeah.
Celeste Barber raised $51 million for the bushfires. Can't be distributed to other charities. So she raised all this money because donations, when you donate to something, it goes specifically to that cause. It can't be because the person donating is expecting you to put that money where you're putting that money. And that's the idea of a donation. You're not being like, donate to Celeste Barber so she can make a decision. It's donating to Celeste Barber who's putting it towards the fire appeal.
Yeah. It's different to a Kickstarter.
Yeah.
No, that goes towards the creator to create the thing.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee of getting the thing at the end of the...
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway.
So that's the reason why I can't go that way, because it's you're donating to a cause specifically for that. If you don't do what you've said that you're going to do with their money, then technically they can say, well, no, I didn't ask you to do that, give it back.
Yeah.
And every person who paid $51 million could be like, no.
Yeah.
And then she'd be broke. Anyway, that was Celeste Barber.
Yep.
And let's talk about some mountains.
Get some mountains in here. What is your mountain, Mr. Winner? Mr. Big Shot?
Mr. Big Shot. Say it properly. All right, I'll give you I come in with things that are so serious all the time.
Yeah.
They're so big, and that's why they get voted.
Yeah, it's supposed to be petty issues. Anyway.
Stopped escalators.
Oh.
So, not an elevator. You know the things that you walk onto and they just let you do its thing. It just rides you up.
Yeah, the stairs. Or the
sometimes
they're
stairs.
flat.
Yeah. Stair ones will be the worst because then you actually have to...
Yeah.
Anyway, there's like when you step on them, because there's this expectation, hey, it's that thing that moves.
Yeah.
You step on a stopped one, you go, like you jolt because you have the preparation.
Yeah.
And everybody does it and everyone's like, oh, knees. And then getting off, same deal.
Yeah.
You get off and
you've gone a million miles an hour.
Yeah. Because you haven't planned.
Yeah.
You just have to keep the momentum. And then, but also you're preparing for that shift in balance and momentum.
Yeah.
They're the most frustrating things. And if you ever go into the Gungahlin Centre, there is always one broken.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. They must be making squillions.
Could be a maintenance thing.
One thing that I do love, though, is the little shoe cleaner bits on the side.
Are they shoe cleaners?
Maybe that's why they're breaking.
You're using it inappropriately. I think it's to stop your grippy shoes touching the grippy metal and
Although
twisting your foot.
I watched a video of some guy just like holding a wet wipe on there.
Yeah.
And then lifting it up, and it's so disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
Don't touch those things.
Never touch anything.
Yuck.
Yeah. I saw a lady outside. Because the one outside our work was down for I think a year or something. And then they had it back up for a little bit, and then it was gone again for another year.
Yeah,
It was just had issues forever.
Yeah.
And they couldn't replace it because it's still under warranty. And the company that does the warranty, they don't still make that model anymore. So they had to wait for other ones to break down and be dismantled to get parts to replace it on the escalator.
God.
Yeah. That's why a lot of them, they're out for a long time.
So
because
you're saying maybe that's what's happening. They're like, we need people through traffic this side. Okay, we'll pull the part from this one. We'll put it in that one. And then that one's broken and then this one's working.
It could be that.
And I'm just at the opposite end every time.
Could be the same one.
Maybe.
We had an old lady fall over on one before.
Oh my
Her face
God.
on the grindy bit. It's like, whoa. It was terrifying. It's blood everywhere. But she came back like a week later.
Yeah.
To be like, it wasn't that bad. Like, it was a little nick. It was just a lot of blood because when you cut yourself at all on your face, it's going to be a lot of blood.
That is wild.
It was terrifying.
That is one of those things, every kid's nightmare.
Yeah.
Going down.
Like Vera can't go on him. Like, she's like, nah.
Yeah.
Okay, and you just got to pick her up
Rusty
and carry her down.
For ages would like walk on it and just cling.
Yeah.
And
Weird thing, when she was younger, fine with it.
Yep.
Didn't care. gets a bit older.
I think it's the momentum. It's like this thing's doing its own thing.
Yeah.
But also the fact that it's like it's downslope and it's like heights as well. If you
And
think
there's
like
claws at the end of it.
yeah, I always freak out at the end. I still freak out at the
Yeah,
end.
it's like, what if you get a shoelace in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, have you ever like had something hit it and it?
No, I think so.
Pretty sure TJ the other week was going down in his shoes. Stop.
Yeah. And because it would take a lot to stop them because they carry a lot of human weight.
Yes.
So they're not going to just stop because some little thing's caught in there. It would take a lot to stop one of them.
For anyone who's carrying a trolley, those things are amazing with trolleys though, when they are working.
Yeah, because they grip onto the trolleys. And then the claws at the end are to loosen it from the grip.
And that's what I love.
Yeah.
So obviously the designers who make these things are talking to the trolley guys to be like, hey, what's your width?
Yeah.
And it just neatly hooks in.
Yep.
Because you never see a runaway trolley on those things.
Nah, they grip.
Never. They grip. But when
Although if you're a walker on escalators like I am,
yeah.
you have to be a
That's right.
stander.
Although have you ever like
I hate the standers. It's not a ride. It's for getting you up and downstairs quickly. So you walk on them so you get downstairs really quickly.
there's the one in like the airports that are just like flat.
Yeah. That's to make you get to the thing, to your plane quicker than if you're just walking
Old
on.
ladies are just fucking boosting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not for just standing on there. It's for moving quickly.
Yeah, alright.
I
Alright.
hate escalator standers.
Well, when they're stopped they don't get to.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, then they have to walk. They should all stop.
No.
Get rid of them. Just put ramps in, just so that the standers can't stand.
And then plywood boards on there so you can put your trolleys down there.
Yeah.
Alright, go on. What's your mountain?
Okay, my mountain this week is lazy video react guys and girls. Could be anything. These I don't know, I see them on Facebook a bit, scrolling through, and there'll be a video, just a series of TikToks or something, short, like 10-second things. They'll be interesting or funny or that kind of thing. It's fine, I like those. But then there's the react ones to those.
Yeah.
And like half the screen will be those interesting videos, and the other half will be just a guy going, oh, oh wow. Oh, he's not got. Oh, he did. Like they don't add anything to the video. Just you see this guy kind of reacting, maybe not laughing because that's the challenge.
And then every now and then going, by the way, guys, if you like this content, like and subscribe.
Yeah. Like subscribe to what? What am I?
To you? Watching videos?
But
people do that.
A lot of people do that. Or sometimes there's. Sometimes there'll be a girl one. She won't react at all. She's just there wearing half nothing, just kind of probably not even watching the video. She's just there in the corner. The video's going, what are you there for? What is this?
I've seen.
Just put the collection of videos on there. I don't need to know how I'm supposed to react to these.
You're not going to watch the collection of videos.
I do.
Would you?
Yeah, they're stupid.
You know my favourite
I get caught on
videos
them a lot. I just sit there scrolling through. Oh, what's this interesting thing?
Why are you there?
I react myself. I should be filming myself while I watch these things.
You make skillions.
Yeah.
Although you're not, you wouldn't sit there and go, oh.
Yeah. And I do specifically mean those lazy react videos because there are amazing, like JonTron. They're technically react videos. He'll watch like a whole video. He'll make good jokes over it. He adds a lot to the content.
I was going to say, because there's so many React videos. Like, I watch this producer do a lot of music stuff. So there's this producer who got the original stems from Michael Jackson's vocal takes. Yeah. And it is incredible. Like, sitting there and watching this guy react to Michael Jackson in the studio, and all it is audio, but you can hear him moving on the floor and dancing around.
Yeah, right.
It's like they didn't cut it back then. It was all just like, this is the take, this is what you got. So raw and just like,
yeah, but that's also like, that's someone introducing you to stuff you would never hear otherwise. Like he's introducing stuff to the world that's not just floating around. Like these stream of TikToks and stuff. Those are already
There's
there.
already things, yeah.
There's already those streams of like a bunch of videos put together. You're not adding anything to the world by reacting to it.
In saying that, though, I also watch Justin Hawkins Rides Again, which is the singer of The Darkness.
Yeah.
And he just reacts to music that comes out and songs that are out.
Yeah, but that's a bit different too, because he's kind of reviewing it.
He is reviewing
and so he's like...
So it's not reaction, it's a review. You're right.
They're adding a lot to the world. Like, well, not a lot, but like, see, like, oh, this is interesting because, you know, this instrument does that or whatever, you know. It's actually something. It's not just nothing.
Although me and the kids used to watch a lot of You Laugh, You Lose videos.
Yeah.
And there was one that was a You Laugh, You Lose react type guy.
Yeah.
And he was fun. And we'd watch a lot of it, and some of the commentary was good, and maybe it was just the fact that someone compiled really good videos and we didn't have to filter through the crap.
Yeah, there can be that as well, but then that's barely anything. That's not a thing.
All right. I guess I hate them.
Yeah, hate them.
I don't think
they should be gone. They're wasting everyone's time.
You know what I don't see anymore?
What?
Those, because I deleted Facebook off my phone.
Yeah, good idea.
It's
I should do that.
Good idea.
Just delete social media.
It was so good.
Yeah. And it's also taking away money and views and that kind of thing from the original content creators.
Yeah, that does suck.
I don't know how that works. Anyway.
Yeah, I would like to know about that. Because I know... So there's certain laws on copyright that you can get money for. So, for example, if you're doing something in satire, yes, you can actually financially benefit from that.
And also on YouTube, if you're doing a cover of a song, or even if you're playing a song from someone that already exists and like animating it or something like that, they do have copyright things on there where the original owner of that song will get some money from all the views, and you still can get some yourself.
I think because it's not or something.
Yeah, it's not, and not all media platforms do that, but YouTube does do that, which is good.
Yeah,
and it does depend on the musician, because some of them are like all covers and everything of their music 100% goes to them. Depends on the musician and how their contract is and all that kind of thing.
Well, my old band, When Giants Sleep, they put up a cover of Love Cats by The Cure.
Yeah, that was fun. Right?
That's on Spotify now. You can find it here. Hey,
yeah, we can link it there.
It's linked. There you go. Have a link. It's good.
Yeah. Should we listen to that at the end of the episode?
Maybe. You can put it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can find it. Yeah. It's pretty good. Good cover. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know if we get enough streams, we will get funded for that, but we did also technically rewrite the song. We didn't repeat the same structure. We changed almost everything about it.
No, it's still a cover. It's any kind of cover of a song. It still comes under that classification. Even if you change some words or change a bit of structure to it and stuff, it still belongs to
the original artist.
Yeah.
Okay. We were going to do a film clip of that and copy their clip.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we went from reaction to bloody music again.
We did,
hey,
but also Jonathan Colton, he did the songs for Portal, the end songs, which are really great. You have to play through it and earn those songs.
Wasn't that at your wedding?
Yeah, we did have that.
How good was that? That was so nice, yeah.
More wedding stuff. But he did a cover of, I think, Baby Got Back, and he changed one of the lines or something. And then when Glee did a cover of Baby Got Back, they did his version of it. So he got really like, well, obviously I'm entitled to royalties, but it's like, no. That all still goes to whoever did that song.
Because, well, it doesn't...
Because it's still, he doesn't own any rights.
He doesn't own anything. They can cover his. It's not his to be upset about.
Even if he changes things in
That's interesting.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like that. That's fun. I love
But I wonder if the original artist takes on the changes he made with that.
Probably not. You probably wouldn't.
The Trent Reznor? Is he the Nine Inch Nails guy?
Yep. Produced Marilyn Manson and...
Yeah. And when Johnny Cash did his version of Hole, he's like, okay, that's not my song anymore.
But Johnny Cash's version, right?
It was amazing. And so he's just like, oh, no, that's his song.
Hurt was the song.
Yeah.
But no, brilliant. And Johnny Cash, he earned the right to own that song.
Yeah,
that was brilliant.
It was like the last song he ever put out, I think.
Well, the Nine Inch Nails one was... Yeah, all right. Cool.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't... It's not something I'd listen to, but the Johnny Cash one was perfect.
Yeah.
It was written beautifully. Yeah.
How cool an old country musician doing a cover of like some alternative weird
Speaking of, there's an old dude who started doing acoustic covers. He did a cover of a Slipknot song, Snuff.
Yeah.
Which was one of it was on the Grey Chapters, and it was like, it's a softer Slipknot song, but the way that this old guy sings it is just, it's like heart-wrenching old man sings sad songs. It's like, oh.
That's cool.
All right.
All right, the mountains. There's nothing to do with mountains. Okay. Can we just talk about escalators? No, the reaction videos. It's your turn again.
But I'll put it out there. We're a podcast.
Yeah.
We're not just doing mountains. We do talk. We're allowed to talk.
No. Yeah, we do. We used to talk. Then we just did mountains.
Then we just complain.
Yeah.
All right. So we've complained a lot about... Of course, we've complained a lot. We complained a lot about electric vehicles and the cars in the world and how the world is going electric and all of this. My mountain is climate change right this second. Basically, it's the proposal to be emissions free by a certain year. I don't even remember. I think it's like 2050 or something.
Yeah.
And essentially, they're putting a time constraint on something that really needs a lot of work.
Yeah.
This is a serious mountain, sorry. Basically, it's like, well, so climate change obviously is affected by the emissions that go into the air, which is created by cow farts and cars and the city running electric and everything else. And the governments want to reduce that by including electric vehicles, by changing gas appliances out of houses. So in the ACT, housing have actually replaced a lot of the appliances from gas to electric, which is really good. It's good for people in the community, but also emissions and whatnot. The problem is, in New South Wales recently, in the past few years, we had all the blackouts where the government actually had to get involved because the electric grid couldn't handle it. So basically, they're going, let's put all these things into electricity. Oh, but we can't handle it. No, we have to right now. We've said that we're going to.
Yeah.
And they keep doing that, and that's climate change right this second. There's no understanding of what this process needs to do.
Yeah.
Like, we need to scale it down and then build back.
And the thing, they focus on a lot of things that aren't going to make much of an impact at all first.
Yeah.
So they're like, the big push for electric cars, personal carbon footprints are almost nothing. If you're driving a V8 around, you're contributing almost nothing to the world compared to a lot of the businesses and like airplanes and that kind of thing, which is doing like crazy bonkers carbon emissions. And like the individual citizens, even all of us combined, it's like nothing.
Yeah.
Like if everyone in the world was driving an electric car tomorrow, instantly, just poof, everyone's in electric cars, no difference to the climate change.
And then also what happens to the vehicles when they become obsolete? Like we haven't had electric...
We're not even factoring that in. It's not...
Well, we haven't had electric vehicles long enough to go, hey, what happens at the end of this?
Yeah.
You know, like, do we just go and crush a bunch of electric cars, or do we recycle them, or what do we do?
We put petrol motors in them.
We'll go back.
I did see one, they put a V8 in a Tesla.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, so I was looking into this because I thought this is ridiculous. We're going down this way. So there's certain ways that you can actually do climate change, like help climate change, without going extreme by changing how we as a society run. So, for example, there's things like planting trees. Trees absorb the bad stuff in the air, the gases and whatnot, and push it out to oxygen and clean air and things like that. It absorbs that stuff. So planting trees would actually save a lot of that issue. Now, obviously, we'd have to do a lot. Fine, whatever.
I remember Top Gear made a car one time with a trailer with a greenhouse on the back. And they had the exhaust going straight into the greenhouse and then the pipe coming out the back. So like
pushing
that
clean
was their
energy.
zero emissions vehicle.
That's the best.
Yeah.
What was the one that I watched where they were driving around and they were like cooking meat on the cars? I can't remember. It was just horrendous. They had like raw meat all over their cars.
Yeah.
Amazing. The other thing, they're looking into it. So I recently watched this documentary on Bill Gates. I watch a lot of documentaries. I love them. So there's documentary on Netflix, which is about Bill Gates and some of the work that he does.
Yeah.
He went into a bunch of these factories around the world where they are looking at ways to reduce our carbon footprint. Things like batteries, like how we're using them. So obviously we have the lithium, but there's also copper and everything else.
Yeah.
So he's looking at how that works. And then there's other things that we can do to reduce it, which is ride, walk, or don't leave your house.
Yeah.
So, you know, obviously there's ways that we could do better before just going, no, rip it out, stop it. It really pisses me off because the demand to do what they want us to do is just far too high and we aren't there yet and they want to do it right this second.
Yeah, and they're putting too much on normal civilians and stuff.
Absolutely.
It should be all on the ones actually doing the things, like the businesses and the...
Yeah. And I mean, it does need to change. We absolutely do need to change, but I don't think, like, the pressure that you... It comes down to extremists again, the protesters and everyone who's pushing this agenda, who's not thinking about the actual process getting
the extremists are the worst, because they're not thinking about anything. They're just like, everyone just stop driving forever.
Yeah.
Stop living.
That's it. It's change everything in your world to suit my agenda.
Yeah.
Because of what's happening. And yes, it does suck, and there's certain things we can reduce.
Did you watch Strange World yet?
No, I did see it. Is it good?
It's cool. Very agenda-y. Like, clearly, I guess I won't talk about it. A bit spoilery, but it's very, very...
Heard something about it.
We don't need electricity, we'll be fine.
I did hear about a dead dad. Or a dad saying, you're not my son anymore, or something.
Oh, yeah.
Rusty said something, and I'm like, wow, that's really deep. Wild.
That does happen in a scene. But anyway.
Yeah, so...
yeah, they are doing the big push in a lot of directions. And they probably do need to push in a lot of directions, really.
I just think it's too much. Too much immediately. Like, obviously, it's the right move, but it's just... going like you won't be able to buy a petrol car in the ACT after a new petrol car after a certain point.
I wonder if the used car sales will just skyrocket after that point.
You know what's going to happen? There'll be like seedy back alley car sales happening.
Yeah.
Okay, next mountain.
Well, that's if anyone's still making petrol cars. Although Toyota seems to be pretty sure they'll be making electric petrol cars for a very long time.
I hope they do.
Yeah.
And I actually really hope they do push that hydrogen stuff. I feel like
they're doing the coolest experiments with it.
They're
like because a lot of the other hydrogen things, they're using the electrolysis process, so it's effectively an electric car that's running on hydrogen instead of normal batteries.
Yeah.
But they're also making internal combustion, like so your normal car, pistons and everything, but running on hydrogen. They've got a rally car with one of them.
Wow.
They're also working alongside Yamaha to put a V8 in their Lexuses powered by hydrogen.
Wow.
And they put them in their old they modified 2 old Toyota 86s and put some...
Yeah.
Made one electric one and one hydrogen. And the electric
That was
one...
the one you showed me earlier, hey?
Yeah, the electric one has a manual. Now, the fun thing about a manual electric car, it's still... You don't need gears in an electric car. So it's just kind of for fun. You can, like, and the way they've set up, you can still stall it. It behaves just like a real manual.
That's so cool.
Just for fun. I think it's really cool because I do love driving a manual.
How would that work? Because you'd have, like, you're just putting different amount of voltage through or something.
Yeah, I've got no idea.
Yeah,
it's
that's
cool
so
though.
cool. Like,
Well,
I guess
it'd probably be less efficient than just driving it normal.
battery drains very quickly.
And Porsche replaced one of their V8s in one of their cars with a hydrogen internal combustion and was able to get more power out of that than just an all-petrol one.
Yeah, okay.
It's all very exciting what they're doing, but also the market's not following it yet.
Well, that was the other thing that the Bill Gates thing was showing. I didn't get to finish this bit, but he was looking in to the atom bomb, which may actually be part of the source to create energy, because it was something like if you push an atom into a neuron and cause that explosion, that's what an atom bomb does or whatever. And what that does is it creates that explosion, which would then power some turbines, which would then...
Yeah.
So the way that he actually has this design is brilliant, but people are too scared to play with it.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Well, that's even like regular nuclear power people are terrified of.
Well, understandably. You look at...
kind of understandably.
You look
They're
at Chernobyl.
so safe these days, though. Like, yes, Chernobyl.
Chernobyl was only in, what, the 80s?
Yeah, but like they're so much safer now.
80s isn't that long ago. You're an 80s kid.
Yeah, but no, they are. They're safe. They're safe. There's hundreds, maybe thousands of nuclear reactors in the world, and none of them are.
I just don't know. Nuclear power's a really weird one.
It's fine.
It's
fine.
I think it just needs to go down a certain route, because I don't think Australia has any nuclear, do they?
No, I don't think we're allowed to.
We're anti. I know
because we got like the most uranium.
Okay.
Yeah, we mine a lot of it. And we're like, yeah, guys, you can have this.
But we won't touch it.
Yeah.
Peter Garrett was the dude who went around to all the... He did the no nukes in Australia stuff.
Yeah, right.
Right as he was doing Midnight Oil. I think that's why Midnight Oil kind of stopped for ages.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Alright, let's go.
Yeah. It's a fun one. Anyway.
It's not bad. It's very educational.
Yeah.
We know nothing. We're not smart people.
Yeah. All right. That was a fun mountain. Here we go. So, picture this. Bright sunny day. Mm-hmm. You wake up, you think, I'm going to season my fry pan today. I've been meaning to. It's been getting a bit shitty.
Let's talk about what fry pan.
It's a cast iron fry pan, obviously.
Okay, obviously, because I don't do that.
Yeah.
Got me old Teflons.
Anyway, I had that and a glass roasting tray resting on my stovetop as I heated up the oven. You do. Bright sunny day. We're all experiencing this, remember? And you go to... The oven's ready. Right temperature. You go to pick up the roasting pan to put under the tray so you don't get drips under the thing and get burning oil through your house forever.
Yep.
And you burn your finger on the thing because you accidentally bumped the knob on top of the stove and it turned one of the elements on.
Wait, is that blistered?
It is. Very blistered. It was a huge blister that runs all the way through my middle.
Oh, that's
knuckles.
the worst bit too.
And yeah, it sucks. It really hurts.
Right hand?
But yeah, right hand.
Okay, yeah.
And yeah, burning yourself.
Can you
Wait,
show your...
my mouth. Here's my bandage so that when I was driving my car I wasn't touching a hot steering wheel, because any kind of heat on a burn after you burned it just hurts so much. But I did follow the correct first aid procedure. Now, Kevin, I have a quiz for you.
Okay, thank you.
How long is it recommended, without looking on there?
No, I'm not. No. I'm just...
How long is it recommended that you run water over a burn? After you burn yourself?
I'm going to say, I think it's 5 minutes.
Yeah, I thought maybe, 2 to 5 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
So I had a look as I was running it under there, because I always run it under there. And I knew you run it under there
You
for
run
a
it
long
on the
time.
cold water. You don't put it on ice because it's
Not
bad.
ice.
Yep.
Not freezing water, just regular cold tap water.
Yep.
20 minutes.
Yo.
20 minutes.
With prices these days.
That's the recommended time to run your finger under cold water. And I was like, I'll probably just do the 5. And I was like, no, this is a big one. I'm going to do the whole 20. And it's actually this is just from this morning. And
no one moves their finger that good after the morning.
It already doesn't hurt as much as most burns I've ever had. Like, it still hurts, and it's still very blistered, but that's not as bad. So,
well, I think burns. So the risk with burns is they get infected, right? That's the main issue.
That can happen
with burns.
too. And by running it underwater for 20 minutes, you're less likely to get infection and less likely to have scarring afterwards as well.
Yeah, okay.
And it will heal faster.
Okay.
So anyway, burning, it's bad.
So burns is your thing?
Yeah. 6, burning yourself.
Burning yourself, okay.
There were 6,000 hospitalizations between 2020 and 21.
Wow.
Due to burns.
6,000.
130 deaths. Probably more severe burns than
2021. Hang on. So, no, it was way earlier.
last year, basically.
Recently,
Yeah.
in another doco fact,
Yeah.
right? I watched the documentary on the volcano eruption in New Zealand.
Yeah.
So our young cousin, was actually on the cruise that went to that location to go and do that exploration. He didn't get off, thank God.
Yeah.
But he was saying that the people who came back onto the boat were like half mourning the loss of people they loved.
Yeah.
And then the other half were like dancing and having a great time on this cruise. Like,
that's awkward.
The most uncomfortable place.
Yeah.
But this documentary talking about like the way that this thing went, like horrific volcano eruptions. Who would think in this day and age that stuff's happening?
We don't control mountains and volcanoes and things.
We can literally decide. Well, we can work out almost anything. Who's deciding that today's a good day to go on the volcano?
Those eruptions are not frequent enough for us to really be able to go, there's going to be one
Surely we'd have
here.
a way to test that.
No. Like, because they don't happen enough to reliably get a machine that knows when that's going to happen.
We need one.
It would be good, but we need more eruptions to happen so that we can kind of work it out.
We'll put one on everything.
There's probably all kinds of sensors on every volcano, surely. But, you never know.
The burn, I mean, that would be horrendous.
That's really burning yourself, jumping in a volcano.
You're jumping in that ocean for about 50 minutes.
Yeah, but even just touching a hot glass pan, that's a bad burn.
I never thought, steam is a bad one.
Steam burns are bad too, yeah.
Because they just welt.
Yeah.
Noodle burns on your chest like the other week.
Burns, coffee burns. Remember Macca's coffee lady? Everyone made fun of her. Like, what a frivolous lawsuit. Just spilled a bit of coffee on herself. They were like 3rd-degree burns. That was like crazy
that's
hot
insane coffee.
Yeah. It wasn't just like, a bit warm. No, she got...
Is that where Kramer from Seinfeld got his thing? Cause
that was probably,
He did the... and then they're like, okay, well, we're going to offer him free coffee forever, and then we'll also give him this much money.
Yeah.
And he sits down, he's like, okay, we're going to give you... So we're advising we'll give you this much coffee forever. He's like, I'll take it.
Before they do the money. Amazing.
Loves Kramer so much. That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a ridiculous burn. Yeah. I don't know.
They're the worst. They're horrible.
I don't think I've burnt myself that much. Sunburn is bad.
Maybe you don't cook enough.
Maybe.
Sunburn's different.
Sunburn is ridiculous.
It's a different mountain.
Okay, well, bring it in another time.
Yeah.
It's relatable.
Yeah.
No, as in everybody can relate to it.
You have to have burned yourself at least once.
Yeah, I mean, I've
You probably still have scars because you didn't run it underwater for 20 minutes. 20 minutes. I was there.
Oil burns. Oil splash burns.
Yep.
Oi.
Yeah.
Bacon, right? Yeah. Oi.
And they'll get you.
They will. Splashy Joes.
This was a very messy one. So many tangents, so all over the place. It's fun because we haven't recorded in a while. It's just exciting to be back in the studio.
Yep.
So my mountains today were burning yourself and lazy reaction videos.
Mine was stopped escalators.
Yeah.
And climate change right this second.
Stopped escalators is such a fat, lazy person problem.
There are issues. It's not just that I have to walk.
It is. All right.
I get to the top and I'm sweaty. All right. Bye, Hungries.
Hungries.
You vote for these mountains on Reddit at r/mountain or molehill.
Yep. Or on Patreon at Dad vs. Dad. Oh, God. I did it.
It's been a while.
On Patreon at patreon.com/Dad vs. Dad.
And you do not need to be a patron to vote on Patreon.
Yeah, you don't need to subscribe to vote on Patreon.
God, who are you? But if you do want to go and click the button, it's $3. But look, no pressure. We're here for fun.
Yeah, we are. And you also, to the people who do support us, you do get a bonus little video every month, which is the best things in life. An episode just came out last week.
Yep.
Pretty fun. We just talk about things we love instead.
We complain so much here.
It's a much more chill thing. They're pretty short videos. So don't think you're missing out on a lot if you don't subscribe to that. But if you do want to support us, there is a little bonus for you.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Bye, Hungries.
We're dads.